I'm sure you know that many people think that President Tinubu, and this is not me, before you say it's me, has no respect for them. Perhaps even looks down or even sneers at them because they wonder why he never comes out to talk to them directly, never grants interviews, never takes part in debates, never tries to relate to them directly. So you can't blame them, can you, when they have this impression that he's a distant, detached person with a sort of sneering style who doesn't empathize with the troubles and challenges of ordinary people. What is your response to that? I mean, is he
I think
putting his own interests first?
Exception to all those categorization, all those personal profile of the president you're trying to draw. Those things are not true.
No, but I'm asking, why doesn't he ever talk to come out and do interviews?
The president talks. Today, the president addressed 2 meetings at the villa. Massacre people came. He addressed them.
I'm talking about coming out. Do you see President Trump?
No,
do you see the British Prime Minister? I mean, you've got to talk to the people who elected you, not committees.
His style is different. He communicates. He communicates. So it's not true that he doesn't communicate.
Well, all his communication is through people like you. He doesn't talk directly to the Nigerian people. How many interviews has he given since he became president?
Is that how you want to measure the worth of a president?
Well, that is one of the things that you do in a democracy.
That is wrong.
Hello, everyone. Just watching this video, honestly, I just feel pity for Bayo Onanuga. You know, when you have to come out and defend nonsense that is indefensible, this is how one sounds. They're telling you about, you know, someone who hasn't addressed the people, disdainful of the people, doesn't talk to them, doesn't do anything, and you're saying that, oh, he had meeting in Villa, so and so people, might be massacre people instead of whatever that came to see him, or what have you not. This interview is just such a funny interview, and it's just so. I find it a bit hilarious in the fact that these are people who feel like, they think it's bad, can speak English, do interview. If you know how, go do one. They were literally insulting Peter Obi over the fact that the interview that he didn't do it well, blah, 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 and all of that. And then you see some of them fumbling. This is supposed to be someone who has been a journalist for how long? These are the people that will tell you, I've been a journalist for the past 40 years, even before you were born. Oh yeah, come and do this thing. But there's also a place where if you're lying, please don't come out. Sometimes when you see that someone standing in front of camera or questions being asked and you're just answering flawlessly, you're speaking beyond the fact that, you know, there's a gift of oratory that some people have and some people don't have. We have to accept that there's a gift of oratory and all of that. But there's also a place of sincerity of purpose. When you're saying the right thing, when you're not lying, you're saying the truth. There's an energy that comes out of you that is effortless. You're not trying to, you know, bend the talk, make it like this or like that. No, you're just saying these things, you know, the way they are. And you don't even mentally, you don't have to be thinking, did I say this before? Do I need to not lie? Do I need to do this or not do that? All of those things are, you know, you then don't need to say any of those things. But if, for example, what you're saying is that you're lying about it, there's no how you can flow. Sorry, that flowing is not going to come out at the end of the day. But one thing also is that Nigerians have gotten somehow used to being disrespected. And most times when they see themselves being disrespected, they don't really get to understand what this disrespect actually means and what it entails. You understand what it entails at the end of the day. So I think it's very important for us to continue to have all of this conversation out there, for us to continue to see what is not, what cannot be. And one of the things that I'm really thinking about as we go into this campaigns is that we need to be talking more about what is it that we want to see with a presidency that has competence, character, capacity, a presidency of empathy, a presidency of the right thing being done. So instead of talking now and just focusing on this whole negativity and talking about these whole people, is to say, what will it look like when Peter Obi is in office? What are the things that you expect to see when Peter Obi is in office? Because you will expect to see a president who comes on and speaks to the people regularly. You expect to see a president who takes in the pain of the people, who is able to motivate the people, who is able to provide vision, and for the people to see that they can get things going no matter, the pain of things that are on ground. You also want to see a presidency that is on top of the issues. There are issues happening everywhere, anywhere in Nigeria. He should be on top of it. There are people who are supposed to tell him these are the things going on, and he should address those ones that need to be addressed. A leader is not the one, it's not like he's not carrying water on his head and going to stream, right? Yes, there are a lot of hard work that are involved in it. So also are there a lot of people that you can pay. That's why you have all of these advisors, special senior, special assistant, special kini advisor, whatever. All of these things are towards you having a feel of what is happening all over the country, having an eye on what is happening, and having people who are there doing it. That's why you have ministers. That's why you have, a lot of people who are doing the different works that they need to do, be them in ministry, be them in parastatals and all of that. And these are things that we must understand, that it is not a privilege for us to have it. It's a right. If someone gets into office and is leading you, then that person, that's what they call public servant. A president is the number one public servant in the country and should act as one, should not act as lord, should not act as dictator, should not act as if they own everything and everything, but must ensure that they are putting in those things that need to be put in place at the time that they need to be put in place, must ensure that they're taking on the welfare of the people. Because when people give up of their sovereignty, it's because for their welfare to be taken care of, you understand? People give up of their power. I have a land. If I have a land and there's gold in that land, it's the government that owns it. I don't own it. If I have something, that's why the monies that are collected from the different places, if in my village there's an oil well there, the government is going to take over the resources, not me. And the reason why they do that is because I also expect that they're going to provide welfare, they're going to provide security, they're going to give an enabling environment for me to thrive and all of that. And if these things are not happening, then why then is the government taking away, our resources? And when you see people like this who once upon a time sat down and were demanding good governance from other people, and they get into office and they begin to behave in this manner, then you don't blame citizens who actually go out and continuously say that, these people, they're only making demands. The moment they get into office, they will not be there. God forbid that Mr. Peter Obi gets into office today and then I begin to change matter, like good governance is not he's not supposed to meet the people. If you're not supposed to meet the people, God, what's your work there? Did they put you in there to come and be lording it over everybody? You're supposed to work for the people. You're supposed to ensure that you're communicating with the people, because you cannot be working for the people and you're not communicating to them what it is that you're doing. You're supposed to explain to them. You're supposed to hear their cries. You're supposed to solve their problem. These are the things that the people voted for you. But in the meantime, we see a lot of all of this nonsense, as far as I'm concerned, going on. But let us continue to make those demands, and that's what as a citizen, that's why you need to occupy the office of the citizen. As a citizen, this is why you need to ensure that your voices are there, that you are also participating, because without participation, you're not going to get any good thing out of governance. Like Dr. Obieze would always say, governance is of two sides, the demand side and the supply side. And we, the citizen, must, demand for us to get that good governance also. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.